Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday, and welcome back to Coffee with Kem and Hills. Yeah, halfway through the week. We're doing great. Woo! Feeling great?
Yeah. It is summer. It is hot.
It is so hot.
It is really muggy in my area of the woods.
Same. It's so muggy, and we're like having that issue of trying to find like the perfect balance of air conditioning or fans or both, so that you don't wake up in the night sweating or
Too cold.
And last night we did not conquer that. We did not get the right ratio. Even the kid was like, I was like, I feel you. I was like pulling off layers of clothes, and then I was like, no, I'm cold. And then it was like,
well, and being pregnant, I feel like your body temperature runs hotter. So like,
That's true.
It's a little bit different of a situation.
It is confusing.
When I was at my in-laws this last weekend, there were multiple times where my daughter was like, Mama, is it going to be cold tonight? Should I wear socks?
No.
They have their air conditioning on a little bit cooler than we run at our house. And I was like, well, honey, if you think you're going to be cold, like, let's put some socks on. I'm like, we haven't done that in our house in months.
Oh my gosh. That's same. My mom's house it's freezing. She likes it like 60, you know what I mean, or below. We went there in early June, and especially the basement, okay, and this is where the spare bedrooms are. So, which I like. I'd rather be cold and then like bundle up. I feel like that's kind of a lot of people feel that way. I think it's like,
true.
And it's like human nature or something. I don't know. I don't know. Let's look it up. But her basement is. It's literally in the 50s, because on our baby monitor we can see the temperature, right? And so we had her in like her winter, sleep sack and a full onesie and everything. But then I put her down and I was like, it still felt so cold in there. And so we had to put like a little space heater like blowing into that room, because I was like,
in June.
I know, in June. It just is. It is cold down there.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I was like, oh, sign me up. Just give me enough blankets and I'm good. But I can't sleep in socks or like a ton of clothing.
Oh, I can.
Can you really?
Oh yeah, I love it. I like, even sometimes during the summer, I'll have socks on with not much, like with, a t-shirt or something like that.
But socks.
Because my feet get cold. Because I have terrible circulation. Thanks, Dad. It's also why I could wear flip-flops in Colorado during the winter, because my feet were cold anyway. Didn't matter if they were in shoes. It was fine.
Like trudging through the snow, you're like, I don't feel it.
Yeah.
I don't feel anything.
Legit. Legit. No joke. Like, people are like, oh, you're the flip-flop girl? I'm like, yep, that's me.
You're like, oh my gosh,
But I still haven't slipped on that ice, so
there you go.
Joke's on you.
Hey, there's some sturdy flip-flops out there. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Me and my Birkenstocks now.
Oh, God, I love those.
I love them too.
Oh, man.
Yeah. My husband made fun of me, and I was like, you want a pair.
As they do.
Jealous.
Yes. I got some when I got pregnant, because I was like, this is good what I'm going to need when I'm carrying the baby around all the time. Such a good purchase.
Oh my gosh, it's like you're walking on air.
Yeah. It's so great.
All right. On that note, let's get into some hot topics. It's a big day. It's Wednesday, so you know that we have a lot to be covering today, because it's Healthy Wealthy Wednesday. We talk about the business of. We've got hot topics. We've got a lot going for you today. All right. So our first hot topic is how to grow your wealth like the real estate moguls do. Don't we all want to know? And this is from Kiplinger.
Yes.
And I thought this was, sometimes I dive into these articles and I'm like, this is over my head. And some of them break them down in a way that is like actually digestible for even me. And I am like, it's a chore. Like some of these articles I like have to reread, read out loud, like for real. Right.
Yes, some of them are a little bit more dense and a little bit more for people who are more financially savvy.
Yes.
Or have better knowledge of financial terms.
Yeah, they're financially superior. Let's just say it, okay? I am financially inferior, but I am working on my financial literacy every day.
Every day. And I think that this article actually gives a lot of good ways to learn.
Yes, it really does. So let's get cracking.
Yeah.
Okay, so the secret to boost your wealth is through generating both internal and external returns, and they break it down.
Yep.
So, as we all know, entrepreneurs and real estate investors accumulate the most wealth in the world. Well, maybe we didn't know that, but like, I think we all kind of assume
inherently
that they
assume
make a lot of
that's-
money.
yes.
So this is how you can benefit from like the same strategies that they use, but in your life, and it does make sense. Okay, so just bear with me.
Yeah.
Okay, so first, what the article does is it identifies what makes these real estate investors better positioned for wealth, and then they're going to take this and apply it to your life. So bear with us. We're going to go step by step so everyone can understand and become, big millionaires, right? So they leverage other people's money. Okay.
This is huge.
This is huge. So real estate investors often use loans, obviously, like anyone most people buying a home, to purchase their property, which frees up cash to acquire other properties, right?
Yep.
Makes sense. So then their asset growth comes with a built-in advantage. So here's an example. Say you invest $25,000 yourself into a property that is worth $100,000.
Right.
Okay.
So this is putting your down payment or
Your down payment,
whatever
right.
the case may be.
So all homeowners can kind of relate to this situation.
Yep.
Okay. And say that property appreciates $5,000. That is 20% yield for the investor's $25,000. So
Because you've gotten a bank loan for the additional 75.
right. So basically, if you're buying a property that is worth more than what the loan is anyway, you're making money, right?
Yep.
So, and that is called an internal return. This is important. Now moving on to the external return. These are the two things we want in our lives happening simultaneously. Okay, so their cash flow grows exponentially due to the leverage and operations. So real estate investors' goal is to create cash flow from a property. You know this to be true.
Right.
So let's assume the rent comes out and it's $14,400 a year. That would equate to 14% property value, but that would be 57% of the investor's $25,000 that they contributed. So that's an external return. See?
Yep, you got it.
It's yeah.
See, she's financially savvy.
I'm reading a lot, but I understand the concept.
Yeah.
I know you do as well. So these concepts can apply to anyone who owns real estate and also people with a cash value life insurance policy. And that part confused me a little bit, but I'm sure Hillary understands it better than I do.
We'll try. We'll try.
We will try. But first, let's bust some myths.
Let's bust some myths.
And we'll do that right after we take a quick commercial break. So be excited. We've got more goodies to offer you. Welcome back, everyone. All right, we're going to dive back into this hot topic, which is how to grow your wealth like the real estate moguls do, which we all want to know, don't we?
Yes.
We're about to bust some myths. First one being the mortgage myth. All right, so if you believe there is potential to earn a higher return on your property than what is being paid to the bank, there is no reason to accelerate paying off your mortgage.
Yep. So there are a lot of people who like to pay off their mortgage as quickly as possible, paying more money into it than their mortgage payment per month,
Right.
To get themselves out of debt. However, there are reasons why you might want to just pay your mortgage payment, because on average the stock market is giving you 8 to 10%, so you can use that extra money to put it into the market.
Right.
Now there's always risks, right? Like no matter where you put your money, but on average it's 8 to 10% per year if you put it in the S&P 500. Now, granted, not in the first 6 months of this year as we learned, but if you're letting that money grow over time.
Right.
Whereas, a mortgage, you're really only going to get 3 to 4% typically back as a return. So paying that off early by taking that money, that extra money out of your ability to put it into the market or put it into other investments, that's the opposite of growing your wealth like a real estate investor.
Right. Well said. I mean, that was a myth that was busted when I was interviewing AJ from Mortgage Q&A with AJ.
Yeah.
And mine was specifically the fact that when we were buying a home, we were under the impression that we really needed to get that 20% down payment. And that came out to like a lot of our, hard-earned savings.
Yeah.
And I learned that maybe was not the best choice. And we were so proud of ourselves that we did it,
Right.
But you live, you learn.
Yeah, you live, you learn. And I think also in this day and age right now with the home market as it is, you might need to put that 20% down, otherwise you aren't going to get that property.
Totally.
But, there's certainly, might not be the smartest thing for you. And maybe renting right now is actually a better way to use your money while the market is going
Which
crazy.
A lot of people are choosing to do, as we talked about on, I believe, Monday. Yes, bidding wars in the rental market. So get your stuff together and make sure that you're prepared if you're going to be entering the rental market anytime soon. Because everyone seems to be. So the life insurance myth. Okay, I even wrote this down. I was like, I'm going to read right from the article because I don't want to mess this up, and I will. When a dividend-paying whole life insurance policy is designed and funded correctly, its benefits mirror those of most real estate. Both are similar in that they build equity, grow tax-deferred, allow for tax-free access to cash, and can be owned free and clear. I mean, that all sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that much about it, to be honest. It was just easier for me to relate to the mortgage because I have one.
There you go. And I think it's probably easier for a lot of people to relate to a mortgage, but I think having a whole life insurance policy that, if it's the right thing within your financial plan,
right?
And this is where talking to somebody who can oversee the entirety of your financial plan is
Always
a really great idea. It can be a great way to, similarly to a mortgage where you're just paying some money in per month, but you're building equity, and then you'll be getting it out on the back end.
That's right.
But not paying more than you need to.
Totally.
That's the important part.
Always. So the article explains how each provide an internal and external return, which is great. So just for real estate will appreciate the same whether or not it is mortgaged. And that's an internal return, okay? And then accessing cash through refinancing real estate is a tax-free transaction. So that's great too. Hanging on to cash while leveraging capital can improve cash flow, and that is an external return.
Yeah, so accessing your home equity line of credit or refinancing in order to do home improvements is actually typically better than either paying for them outright,
right,
or using other things. But again, you're leveraging the amount of money versus paying for it outright, and that is being like a real estate mogul.
Yeah, which is what we're trying to do, everyone. That is what we're trying to do. What else is there? Is there more to say about this?
I think we've got a Healthy Wealthy Wednesday tip to talk about.
Oh, yeah. I think that's going to be good, too, towards becoming the financial moguls that we were all wanting to be. Please, get us there. Get us there, Hillary.
Well, I think, so this is kind of the opposite end of becoming a financial real estate mogul, but there are a lot of people who are having financial hardships right now, right?
Yes.
Like, inflation keeps going up. Wages are going up, but maybe not at the same rate as inflation. There's a lot of different things happening in the economy. There's no longer any stimulus checks going out.
Sure.
So there's a lot of different things that are happening to people's bank accounts. So this Healthy Wealthy Wednesday tip is if you're unable to make a bill payment to contact them as soon as possible to see what your options are. It may be that you might be able to take a deferment for a couple of months.
Right.
It may, like for financial hardship, it may be that, they might just be able to extend your due date by a couple weeks, and are willing to work with you in order to, and then you don't have something show up on your credit report. There's a lot of different things, but having that conversation with, whether it's for a mortgage or whether it's for, your credit card or whatnot, but just having that preemptive conversation is really going to be helpful to hopefully mitigate anything that goes on your credit report.
Right. And some of them will put you on a payment plan as well, which is fantastic.
Exactly.
That's a great tip for right now, because as we know, a lot of people who are already living paycheck to paycheck are struggling, right? And so, it's calling these companies, because oftentimes they will try to work with you.
Yeah. I mean,
they want your business.
Right. They want to get their money at some point.
And everyone knows it's tough times as well. I mean, no one's in the dark about that.
Right.
Everyone's feeling it a bit. So I think that's a great tip. Yes. Get us through these financially trying times, Hillary. Get us through. All right. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but we will be right back to talk about the business of. Welcome back, everyone. All right, this is exciting because we're going to talk about what today's episode of The Business Of is about. Who are you interviewing? What's going on?
Yeah.
I love this show.
So today I got to interview Ryan Strong from Strong's Marine, and his company is a family company that's been owned for 4 generations.
Awesome.
On the East Coast, Long Island, and they kind of do anything that has to do with boating.
Cool.
But just a really great story on how they've been able to build that company over the last 4 generations.
It's family business.
Family business based on, customer service and really putting the customer at the forefront, and weathering very different financial storms and as people come and go from the boating lifestyle. So it was a really interesting interview with Strong's Marine. So
amazing.
We've got a little clip, so go ahead and check it out now. Today on The Business Of, we are going to be talking about the marine industry, and we have Ryan Strong from Strong's Marine here. So Ryan, tell me, what is your favorite boat? You know a lot of them.
Definitely do. So you could ask any person out there, and there is not a favorite boat I have.
Okay.
Because you need multiple boats.
Ah.
But there are a few select that I would choose. So we definitely are a big Pursuit brand. Also, my family has had a 385 Pursuit for, I think, 4 full seasons now.
Okay.
It's got the perfect fit for the size of my family. My son is 10 and my daughter's 6, so it just lays out well.
Nice.
That's on the fun, relaxing, and then when we transition to doing water sports, I need a different boat. So then we have a Cobalt surf boat, where the kids are surfing right off the platform, and you're only a couple feet away, and you got a real cool connection, because you're so close. And honestly, then you hop on a boat like this, a 60 Fly, when you want to go for a long weekend to either Block Island, Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, wherever you want to go. So the fact that you're on the water, unfortunately, there is no perfect boat, but nonetheless, they all have special, unique characters.
And you've been part of the marine industry for so long. What is your favorite part about boating from a personal aspect?
Yeah, so I got married 12 years ago, and my wife gets seasick, and she didn't really understand the boating world, and one of my favorite parts of it was for her to learn it and understand it and totally get that it's not just buying, selling, servicing. It's when you're out on the water, you totally disconnect from land and all social media, news, weather. You're out there floating, enjoying time with your family and friends, and not thinking about anything else. She commented to me, you never hear your phone ring when you're on the water, and you might hear it, but you don't mentally hear it at all. So that for me is really the most important thing about the boat world. So
That's very important, especially these days when your phone and all of that is ever present. So a nice way to just fully disconnect.
it is, and others, whether owners or not, you can ask just random people that have boats. Hey, do you hear your phone ring? Oh, no. Honestly, I don't even know where my phone is. Meanwhile, you step 1 foot off the dock and onto the land. Where is it? Where did it go? Did I leave it on a boat? This and that you can watch people's body language. That, to me, is why I love being out on the water.
Yeah.
Like right now, I don't care where my phone is, so we're out here having fun.
Well, awesome. Tune in to the business of the marine industry today, later on ROI TV.
All right, well, no convincing necessary. I think you all saw that clip, and I'm sure that you want to tune in to see the business of, because it's brilliant, as always, and interesting and fascinating. But also today, you don't want to miss Estate Planning 101, the blockchain interviews, and Root Financial. You can catch all of these amazing episodes on ROI TV, where?
On Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or on your tablet or phone, whether it's an Android or Apple product.
Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Coffee with Kem and Hills. We'll see you tomorrow with another big old cup of coffee.